Hello everyone, my name is Ammar Gangadiwala. I'm a cloud architect with 20 plus years of experience in software industry, focusing mostly on Azure and Microsoft technology stack. In today's session, I will show you how to enable Ingress controller with AKS, that is Azure Kubernetes Services Cluster and the application gateway. This is the cheat sheet which I will post along with the video. And the prerequisites for this course is Azure Subscription and the Azure CLI that you can install from this link. For this demo, I will be using this Azure CLI. The same steps you can also follow using the Azure portal website. The first step is to log in into Azure. I will run this CLI command, az login. This will open the browser. I will log into the browser. Okay. I can close the browser. And here you can see that I have logged in successfully. The next step is to create a resource group. Takes a name and the location. Copy this one, put it over here. This will create a resource group. Next we'll run this CLI command, which will create the AKS cluster. It takes a parameter of name, the resource group name, and some other parameters like network plugin, enable manage identity, subnet mask, and generate SSH-keys. Copy this command and go to my command window, paste it over here, run it. This will create the AKS cluster. It will take some time. I will pause for a second. This successfully created our AKS cluster. You can also see the output in our command window. Once the AKS is created, you can run this command to get the credential of the AKS and merge it with the config file which is stored in the local drive. I will run this command in my command window. Okay, this has been merged with my config file. Next step is the application, .NET application. It is a pre-built .NET application which is in the GitHub repository, and the path for this one is over here. Okay, the YAML file for this one is in this location. So let's see what's the content of the YAML file. I will copy this one. So this YAML file consists of three things. One is the deployment, the second is the service, and third one is the ingress configuration. So first one is the pod, which is the deployment script over here. It is getting the image of the application from this location. Okay. It is running on the container port 80. The next section is the service section. Service is referencing the application over here, which is we have defined it over here. Okay. And the third section is the ingress resource. For the ingress resource, here you can specify this one, the rules for that one. The HTTP path is the slash, that means the root the path for this one, and it is on the port 80. So I will execute this script in my command window. So this is a command kubectl apply force over here. Okay, so it will see it is a pod is created, service is created, and the ingress resource is also created. Once that is done, you can see the output of this one over here in the kubectl. Just get ingress, which will give you the output, which is the external IP address and the port on which it is running. You can get more information of this one by the command describe command for the ingress. And here you will notice that it gives you the same IP address, which is over here, external IP address. Plus it gives you more information. Okay, what is the application is running and what is the path for that one and what is the internal IP address for the same. Okay, I will copy this external IP address. and I will open in the browser, paste the external IP address, and this is our ASP.NET sample application we we have downloaded from the GitHub, which is running now under the Azure Kubernetes services with the ingress rule. Okay, in the next step, I will show you how to run the Kubernetes dashboard. For that one, we have to run this command kubectl apply file, and I will use this kubectl proxy. Run this one over here, kubectl proxy. So now my kubectl Kubernetes dashboard is running on this IP address on this port on my local host machine. So I will copy this URL. This is for the Kubernetes dashboard. I will put it over here in my window over here. Run it. This is asking me for the config file. The config file, if you remember the config file from the previous step, we merged the config file from the get credential of AKS into our local config file. So I will go to that local config file path, which is in the C drive, users, config, cube, and config. Okay, sign in. And now you will see over here, we have now one pod which is running over here. Green icon means it's successful. And the services over here, the services is running, ASP.NET app is running. And in the ingress is running on, this is the endpoint for the ingress. And you can see the config file details over here, which we have defined in our ingress.yaml file. This is the same thing over here. The last step is to clean up all the resources that we have created, including the AKS cluster. For that one, we'll run this command, the CLI command, which will delete the resource group name. The resource group name contains all the resources, including the AKS cluster. And also this another group, which is the starts with MC, and the name of the resource group, the name of the cluster, and the on the location where it is running. In my case, it is South Central US. So that's complete this session of enabling ingress on Azure Kubernetes with API management. I hope you enjoyed the session. Please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe, and the bell icon. Thank you.